Snowpiercer, the dystopian thriller series based on the 2013 film of the same name and the French graphic novel Le Transperceneige, takes us on a harrowing journey aboard a perpetually moving train. The train, named Snowpiercer, circles the globe carrying the remnants of humanity after an attempt to stop global warming backfires, plunging the Earth into a frozen wasteland. The story is set 7 years after this cataclysmic event. The train, 1,001 cars long, is a microcosm of a society divided by class, where the rich luxuriate in the front while the poor struggle to survive in the tail. This grim setting lays the groundwork for a tale of revolution, survival, and the indomitable human spirit. The series opens with a vivid portrayal of life in the tail section, where the last remnants of humanity live in squalor and deprivation. Among them is Andre Layton, a former homicide detective, who emerges as a reluctant leader and the central figure of the unfolding rebellion. The tail section, subjected to harsh treatment and meager rations, is on the brink of revolt, fueled by years of oppression and a yearning for equality. Melanie Cavill, the voice of the train, ostensibly the spokesperson for the train's mysterious creator, Mr. Wilford, is another key character. Melanie's role is complex. She maintains the train's order with a firm hand while hiding a monumental secret. It's revealed early on that Mr. Wilford, the revered engineer who supposedly ensures their survival, is a myth perpetuated by Melanie herself. This revelation sets the stage for intense conflict and intrigue. The plot thickens when a murder is discovered in the upper-class section of the train. Melanie, knowing the need for discretion, enlists Layton to solve the case, leveraging his detective skills in exchange for better conditions for his people. This murder mystery serves as the gateway for Layton to traverse the length of the train, exposing him to the stark contrasts between the affluent passengers and his own downtrodden comrades. Throughout his investigation, Layton uncovers the brutal realities and intricate politics of life on Snowpiercer. He meets key characters like Ruth Wardell, a hospitality supervisor fiercely loyal to Melanie, L.J. Folger, a privileged young woman with dark secrets, and Bess Till, a brakeman who becomes an unexpected ally to Layton and eventually questions her own loyalty to the regime. The middle episodes of the season delve deep into the burgeoning revolution. Layton's journey through the train is both a physical and ideological voyage. He encounters the third class, workers essential to the train's operations but treated with disdain, and the first class, whose opulence is sustained by the suffering of others. Each section of the train offers a new perspective on the rigid class system that has been ruthlessly maintained to keep order. Layton's investigation into the murder reveals not just the identity of the killer but a web of corruption and deceit that implicates the highest echelons of the train's hierarchy. The first-class passengers, desperate to maintain their status, manipulate the investigation to their advantage, showcasing the lengths to which they will go to protect their privilege. Meanwhile, Melanie's control begins to slip as her secrets are slowly exposed. Her dual role as both the enforcer of order and the wielder of truth becomes increasingly precarious. She grapples with the moral implications of her actions, even as she understands that the survival of everyone on board hinges on maintaining the delicate balance she has orchestrated. As the season progresses towards its climax, the tension between the classes reaches a boiling point. Layton's leadership galvanizes the tail section, and a full-scale revolt seems inevitable. The Tylais, inspired by Layton's resolve and the possibility of a better life, prepare to take on the train's guards in a desperate bid for freedom. The revolution escalates in a series of intense confrontations and strategic maneuvers. Layton's alliance with members of the third class proves crucial as they band together to challenge the established order. Melanie, increasingly isolated, faces mounting pressure from all sides. Her once unquestioned authority is now subject to scrutiny and rebellion. The final episodes bring a series of explosive revelations. Layton's discovery of Melanie's true role as the mastermind behind Snowpiercer's operations shocks both the rebels and the train's elite. The knowledge that Mr. Wilford is a fabrication undermines the very foundation of the train's societal structure. This revelation becomes a catalyst for further chaos and upheaval. In the midst of the revolution, personal stories and sacrifices add depth to the narrative. Characters like Till grapple with their loyalties and the harsh realities of the world they inhabit. Relationships are tested, and the human cost of the struggle for power and survival becomes painfully evident. The season culminates in a dramatic and violent confrontation. The tail section's uprising reaches the front of the train, and a brutal battle ensues. Layton and his allies face overwhelming odds, but their determination and unity drive them forward. The revolution is marked by moments of heroism and tragedy, with both sides suffering significant losses. In the final moments of the season, the revolutionaries achieve a hard-fought victory, but it comes at a tremendous cost. Melanie's fate is left uncertain, her authority shattered but her resilience undiminished. Layton, now a leader not just of the tail section but of the entire train, faces the daunting task of forging a new order from the ruins of the old. The closing scenes hint at the challenges that lie ahead. The train, though still in motion, is now a battleground for competing visions of the future. The once clear division between classes has been irrevocably blurred, and the struggle for power and justice continues. The seeds of hope are sown, but the path to a better world remains fraught with peril. Season 2 introduces several new characters while deepening the arcs of existing ones. The season's plot revolves around the power struggle between the inhabitants of the Snowpiercer and the newly introduced Big Alice train, led by Mr. Wilford. Wilford, the presumed dead creator of the train, returns with an iron fist and a grand plan to regain control. The season begins with the dramatic entrance of Big Alice, a supply train that docks with Snowpiercer. The arrival of Big Alice sends shockwaves through the train's hierarchy, especially for Melanie Cavill, who previously led the train under the guise of Wilford. Now, Melanie must confront the real Wilford, who has a loyal following and a plan to reassert his authority. Andre Layton, the former detective who became the leader of the Snowpiercer Revolution, now finds himself at odds with Wilford's authoritarian rule. Layton's leadership is put to the test as he strives to maintain the fragile unity among the train's passengers while facing Wilford's manipulative tactics. Layton's resolve is further challenged by the arrival of Josie Wellstead, who miraculously survives her freezing injury and becomes a key player in the struggle against Wilford. One of the most compelling storylines of the season is Melanie's journey outside the train. She ventures into the frozen wasteland to gather data from weather balloons, hoping to find evidence of warming temperatures and potential areas for humanity to resettle. Melanie's mission is fraught with peril, and her absence from the train leaves a power vacuum that Wilford eagerly exploits. Melanie's daughter, Alexandra Cavill, who was presumed dead, is revealed to be alive and living on Big Alice, adding a personal dimension to Melanie's struggle. As the season progresses, the tension between Layton and Wilford escalates. Wilford's charismatic yet tyrannical rule begins to sway some of Snowpiercer's inhabitants, creating internal divisions. The train's tail section, where the lower-class passengers reside, becomes a hotbed of resistance against Wilford's oppressive policies. Layton's allies, including Ruth Wardell and Roche, work tirelessly to undermine Wilford's influence and protect the fragile democracy they fought to establish. A significant subplot involves the introduction of the Headwoods, a pair of mad scientists aboard Big Alice, who conduct experiments on the train's inhabitants. Their gruesome experiments, including Josie's transformation into a genetically modified superhuman capable of withstanding extreme cold, highlight the ethical dilemmas and horrors of survival in this frozen world. Josie's transformation gives the Resistance a powerful weapon against Wilford, but it also raises questions about the cost of their rebellion. The season also delves into the personal lives of the train's inhabitants. Bess Till, a former brakeman turned detective, grapples with her identity and her relationship with Layton. Zara Farami, Layton's love interest, faces her own challenges as she navigates the dangerous political landscape and her pregnancy. The interpersonal dynamics and relationships among the characters add depth and emotional weight to the overarching conflict. The climax of Season 2 is a high-stakes showdown between the forces of Layton and Wilford. As tensions reach a boiling point, the train becomes a battlefield where alliances are tested and lives are lost. Layton's leadership is put to the ultimate test as he orchestrates a daring plan to seize control of both trains and oust Wilford once and for all. In the penultimate episodes, Melanie's mission outside the train culminates in a shocking discovery. She finds evidence that parts of the Earth are indeed warming, offering a glimmer of hope for humanity's future. However, her journey back to Snowpiercer is fraught with danger, and she faces a perilous journey to reunite with her comrades. The final confrontation between Layton and Wilford is a dramatic and intense sequence. Layton's forces, including the newly empowered Josie, launch a coordinated attack on Wilford's loyalists. The battle is brutal and unforgiving, with both sides suffering significant casualties. Layton's determination and strategic acumen are on full display as he navigates the complex and treacherous environment of the train. In a surprising twist, Alex, Melanie's daughter, plays a crucial role in the outcome of the battle. Her loyalty to her mother and her realization of Wilford's true nature lead her to take decisive action against him. Alex's bravery and resourcefulness are pivotal in turning the tide in favor of Layton's forces. The season concludes with a moment of triumph and uncertainty. Layton and his allies successfully wrest control of Snowpiercer and Big Alice from Wilford, but the victory comes at a great cost. The train is left damaged, and many lives are lost in the struggle. Melanie's fate remains uncertain as she attempts to return to the train, leaving viewers on a cliffhanger. The final scenes hint at the possibility of a new beginning for humanity. The discovery of warming temperatures and potential habitable areas outside the train offer a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. However, the challenges of rebuilding society and ensuring a just and equitable future for all passengers loom large. Season 2 masterfully combines action, drama, and philosophical exploration. The power struggle between Layton and Wilford serves as a compelling backdrop for examining broader themes of governance, justice, and survival. The season's rich character development, intricate plot twists, and stunning visual effects make it a standout installment in the series. As the train continues its journey through the frozen wasteland, the promise of a new beginning hangs in the balance, setting the stage for an eagerly anticipated Season 3. Season 3 of Snowpiercer continues the gripping saga of humanity's struggle for survival aboard the perpetually moving train that circles a frozen Earth. The season opens with Andre Layton and his group on the pirate train, consisting of Josie Wellstead, Bennett Knox, and Alex Cavell. Their mission is to track down the remnants of Melanie Cavell's climate research and find habitable land. Layton's leadership is put to the test as he navigates the treacherous conditions outside the train and the psychological toll on his crew. Back on Snowpiercer, Mr. Wilford exerts his authoritarian rule with an iron fist. His loyal followers, including the devoted Ruth Wardell and the enigmatic Miss Audrey, help him maintain order through fear and manipulation. However, not everyone is content under Wilford's rule. Bess Till, a former brakeman turned revolutionary, and Zara Farami, Layton's partner, are part of a growing resistance movement within Snowpiercer. As the season progresses, Layton's team makes significant discoveries. They find signs of life and warmth in certain regions, raising hopes of a potential new beginning. However, their journey is fraught with challenges, including deteriorating mental health among the crew and mechanical failures. Josie, who has undergone significant changes due to her exposure to the cold, becomes a pivotal figure, showcasing her resilience and newfound abilities. On the main train, Wilford faces internal threats as Ruth and Bess orchestrate a series of rebellions. The tension between Wilford's loyalists and the resistance reaches a boiling point, leading to violent confrontations and strategic plays for power. Miss Audrey's loyalty becomes questionable as she grapples with her own demons and the oppressive environment. One of the season's significant arcs involves Alex Cavell's struggle with her identity and loyalty. Torn between her respect for Layton and the complicated history with her mother, Melanie, Alex's journey is one of self-discovery and redemption. Her technical expertise and strategic mind prove invaluable to Layton's mission, and she becomes a bridge between the two trains. Layton's team finally locates Melanie's last known coordinates and discovers a data drive containing her extensive research. The information reveals potential locations for habitable land, but the data is incomplete. The team decides to return to Snowpiercer, believing that the combined resources and knowledge of both trains are necessary to ensure humanity's survival. The return of Layton and his crew to Snowpiercer sets the stage for the season's climactic final episodes. Their arrival is met with mixed reactions, hope from the resistance and suspicion from Wilford's followers. Layton presents the evidence of potential habitable land, sparking debates and power struggles among the train's inhabitants. Wilford, ever the manipulator, attempts to discredit Layton and undermine his findings. He views the discovery as a threat to his control and orchestrates a series of events to maintain his dominance. However, Layton's resolve and the support of key allies, including Ruth and Bess, strengthen his position. The season builds towards a dramatic showdown between Layton and Wilford. The ideological battle between hope and tyranny reaches its peak as both sides prepare for a final confrontation. The resistance, galvanized by the prospect of a new beginning, mounts a coordinated effort to overthrow Wilford's regime. This leads to intense action sequences aboard the train, highlighting the show's signature blend of claustrophobic tension and thrilling drama. Amidst the chaos, personal stories unfold with emotional depth. Josie's transformation continues to play a crucial role, and her relationship with Layton evolves as they face shared dangers. Alex's arc culminates in a poignant reunion with Melanie, who is revealed to have survived and been working independently to complete her research. Melanie's return provides crucial insights and a renewed sense of purpose for the mission. The final episodes see Layton and Wilford engaging in a high-stakes game of wits and strategy. The power dynamics shift as the train's inhabitants are forced to choose sides. Betrayals, sacrifices, and unexpected alliances add layers of complexity to the narrative. In a climactic battle, Layton's forces manage to overpower Wilford's loyalists, leading to a dramatic confrontation between the two leaders. Wilford's downfall is marked by his desperate attempts to retain control, but ultimately, the collective will of the train's passengers prevails. Layton emerges as the leader, championing a vision of hope and cooperation. The season ends on a cautiously optimistic note, with the train heading towards the identified regions of warmth, symbolizing a potential new chapter for humanity. What are your predictions for Season 4? Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, it inspires me to do more of what I love. See you in the next one.